right. This is the best experience with your host, Nick Best and the Angry Dad. And before we get into today's podcast, I'd like to thank Barbell Apparel, a premium athletic wear engineered for performance with a tailored athletic fit, refined clothing for an athletic body type. Evolution Athletics, supportive gear company owned by Brian Shaw, four-time world's strongest man and strongest man on earth. We believe in all athletes and supporting their journey towards greatness. And I also like to thank Iced Up Industries. You can get $50 off with code BEST at checkout at Iced Up Industries, a premium cooled plunge plus slash hot tub on some of their features. It's really nice stuff. So make sure you check it out. Use the links. It helps us out. We appreciate it. All right, Nick.
Now got it set on hot now.
You got it. I know the winter is here,
which means the pool's now the ice plunge, and that's the now it's the hot tub.
Exactly. You got to get that contrast. You know what I'm saying? That back and forth. People don't ever realize like how I remember as a kid growing up doing that, where there would be a hot tub next to the pool and jumping in and out, but like, oh, this is hilarious and this is funny, and because we're all being kids, we're doing that, but not actually realizing that was something that's going to be needed. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's good, and it helps a lot with the inflammation and stuff. So, and you know, with me being limited to, I can't take anti-inflammatories or like anything anymore. It's the one place I can still go and get really good relief. So if you're in the market for an ice plunge or you know, hot tub type of thing, hot bath, that would definitely be the way to go. Iced Up Industries has a great setup, and it's only $23.90. You know, it's one of the cheapest ones out there. As far as, you know, cost goes, it's probably one of the most cost efficient ones.
And durability, because, you know, if it can take Nick's weight, it can take your weight.
Right. No, for sure. Which is pretty funny. If I can get in there, you can get in there. So
exactly.
And I got a lot of room to spare, so it's pretty nice. And the upkeep on them is pretty easy too. So
yeah,
I've already drained it, cleaned it, and go. And once you refill it, it's either hot or cold in like 3 hours once you do that. So it's not too bad.
That's good. So Nick, with everyone that's being up to date, because this is pretty recently, you and Brian went to Heart Attack Grill.
We did.
Yes, and we come to see how much you love ketchup and mustard now.
Oh yeah. I wasn't one much for ketchup in the first place. I do like a little mustard from time to time. I'm not a mayo guy either, but I got to wear a lot of it, to say the least, which was pretty funny. I mean, it's hilarious. Brian's just being a big kid, and it was a lot of fun. But they're pretty serious about finishing the meals in that place. And I think the best part is Brian got a taste of his own medicine, you know, with all that, because he ordered the, what is it?
Quad, or not the quad, the octuple. Yeah.
Yeah, Octopass, which is like 8 1-pound cooked hamburgers. So they're a pound each after being cooked.
Oh, man.
So it's an 8-pound burger. It's no joke. And they also have a butter milkshake, but that wasn't there. The milkshake machine was broken at the time. So that I kind of got away with that one, but
I got lucky.
The burger was serious. I think Brian got 5 patties and I got 4. And man, I think a few of those nurses in that place have some anger issues. They're swinging for the fences.
Well, you know, you got to get that Fremont experience.
Oh, we got it. We definitely got it. I was like, wow, you have anger issues. You need to stop now. That was plenty. Plus, I mean, Brian took one of the paddles from one of the girls, and he kind of wrecked it for him because he laid in there pretty hard. And after that, I was like, oh,
I'm done.
We're all done with this.
That's it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time.
Well, with Brian being down there, I did notice that you guys did some training.
Yeah, we got a hold of Frank Mir, and Brian's going to do, I think Brian's fighting Marty Ford. It's either Marty Ford or Eddie Hall, but I think it's Marty
I'm going to tell you right now, him and Marty, they're almost the same size, as in height, not in size.
Yeah, it's like, they're not even close.
Yeah, not in height, but not in like weight. and body
Yeah.
composition because
Yeah.
Martin's pretty shredded, but Brian is thick.
So where Marty had to go against the fake Iranian strongest man in the
Oh, the
world,
Hulk, the
the
Iranian
Iranian
Hulk.
Hulk.
Oh, found out that guy
Um,
was not the Hulk.
no, nor was he even remotely close to being the strongest man in the world. Uh, I mean, heck, he's not even Payman's there in Iran. He's probably the strongest guy in Iran, and
Yeah.
this dude was nowhere near even Payman. So, but Marty's going to have to fight one of the strongest guys to ever exist, which that
Mhm.
would be Brian, who takes things very seriously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no,
Uh,
that competitive edge, if it had definition,
yeah,
it'd just be Brian's picture underneath it.
yeah, and it was neat because Frank was he was rolling with Frank a little bit, and then learning from Frank, and then using me and Ace and a few of the other guys in there as beating dummies um, for him, which was pretty cool because to get in there and like brace and frame and push off and stuff like that as he's trying the moves, it just helps him learn how to do the move even better and some of the refining of the techniques that he's already learned. There's a couple like Kimuras that were switched to an armbar that switched to another wrist lock that they were playing with, and Frank was like, "Okay, now move your hand, get that fulcrum down below the elbow instead of above the elbow, and watch what happens." And it just made the little small technical things that Frank identified as they were rolling with him
Mhm.
um, is really going to make it's going to make all the difference in the world.
Yeah. Was
Especially
Frank
like
surprised by his flexibility?
I think everybody was surprised by his flexibility, but me, because I know how flexible he is. And they were rolling, and there's like a spot where Frank's showing him how to get out of something, and he's like, if you can throw your leg over his head like this. And so they're in there, and he's in there, and he just throws his head right over there. I'm like, he's gonna be able to try and he'll be out. He's flexible enough to actually triangle choke with his legs. I mean, even though he has horse legs and they're gargantuan, he's still gonna be able to do it. So, and then thinking you're gonna go to his legs, that's gonna be any relief. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't see Marty being, a black belt in jujitsu. Um, it's possible, but I haven't ever seen anything of that from the guy.
Nah, and
Um,
I've seen him wear gis here and there, but I've never seen anything like substantial. Like
yeah,
boxing, yes. Throwing hands and mitts and bags, yes. But I've never seen like full on like him, like
right.
any real jujitsu training. At least from my perspective and where I've seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
As in
and there's
social
some
media.
big differences though between gi and no gi because there's
Yeah,
things you can do in gi that you the move in no gi is kind of ineffective as far as you don't have something to grab a hold of like in gi where you can get a hold of that sleeve.
yeah.
You can't do that in no gi. You got to grab the wrist, and wrist
Well,
escapes are
when you try to grab a
you,
tree stump of an arm.
well, yeah. When you're trying to grab somebody's thigh, that's the size of his arm's the size of most people's legs. So
Exactly.
you go to grab a hold of that, and you're just not going to get any pressure on the arm or the wrist to have any type of wrist control. So it's going to be fun to watch. And I think the moment he rains an elbow down on somebody, they better tap
Yeah.
pretty darn quick because
Well, he flattened out, not that long ago on a video, he was doing elbow drops,
yeah,
and he flattened out the punching bag, and that takes
right.
quite a
And
bit.
I don't think he's going with the intent of you would be when you're fighting someone.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when that intent and that adrenaline's coming, I wouldn't be surprised if you can't crack somebody's head like a watermelon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
there's because of his where I can only reach up so far because of my flexibility. He can reach back.
yeah.
I mean, it's like a pitcher when their arm goes back super far and comes flying
Yeah.
forwards.
Whips it down.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scary fight for whoever for Marty,
Yeah.
whether he realizes it or not. And I mean, Brian's just got to take him off his feet,
Yeah.
and it should be pretty much. done at that point. I mean, Brian just gets on him and stays on him. I
Well,
mean,
just
he's
the
not
sheer
going to be able to
pressure on
breathe
the
or get him off.
diaphragm of the weight of him being on the body. That's one of those things that you're going to be watching out for because it's just like,
Yeah, well,
there's a
he
lot
could
of
just
downward force.
yeah, he can get on him and tire him out pretty easy, and then just have his way with him. If he just
Yeah.
leans on his body for if he gets him in guard and then just stays on it to where he can't take a
Yeah.
deep breath.
Well, here's the
Mm,
question because, like, even with Thor and Eddie boxing, you could see the
mhm,
gas factor there.
right.
And Brian being as methodical he is, I know he's prepared his cardio for it. But
Mhm,
just like, do you think his cardio is there for rolling in MMA? Because,
yeah.
like I said, there is a strongman has a lot of training that comes up with cardio because it is needed and the endurance is needed.
Well, you need to be able to go all out for a minute to 90 seconds,
Hmm.
and people don't understand how brutal and tough that is actually. Because you'll go into oxygen debt and it'll take 20 minutes to get your breath back
Hmm.
going 100% all out. Now, there's very rarely in fights or when you're rolling or training that you go 100%. You're moving around at like 30, 40, 50. You'll go up to 80, 90 and then back down and up to 80, 90 back down. But it'll be small stints of time where you're actually going to make 10, 15 seconds where you're going something super hard and then you stop because you don't want to gas out. So I think the type of training Brian's used to, and then being at elevation, I think Brian's biggest issue will actually be dehydration. To be quite
Yeah,
honest with you,
yeah.
um,
When you're that
that
big,
that
you just pour sweat.
yeah, yeah. So you know, is it, I think some good electrolyte work before intake before he goes in will solve that problem anyway.
Yeah,
And it's
there's
not
gonna be
really a
no weight cut
problem.
here.
No, and he already takes a lot of electrolytes and things
Mhm.
like that. I don't think there's a whole lot of people smarter in the business um, on nutrition and things like that than he is. But
Yeah,
like I said, his biggest issue I think will be the water loss. I don't know if it'll go, 3 rounds, that type of stuff.
yeah.
Um, and how long the rounds are going to be. I haven't
Mhm.
seen any of that stuff yet. So if they're 2 minute or 3 minute rounds, I think it'll be fine. If they're 6 minute rounds, 5 minute
Yeah,
rounds,
yeah, they're not doing UFC 5-minute rounds. I could
right,
I could definitely see
right,
3 minutes being, the standard, but maybe a 2-minute
mm,
round might be the be for both. Because, like I said, Martin's got a lot of muscle,
right,
and with the amount of muscle that that guy has at his level, same thing with Brian, there's gonna be muscle fatigue very fast for the amount of muscle that needs to be moved and stretched.
right. So I really, in all honesty, I think if he trains a little bit of quickness between now and then, I I unless Marty catches him because they're big enough
Yeah.
to swing for the fences,
Yeah,
and
that's one of
they're
those
both strong
things.
enough. You hit somebody in the head once, they could take a
Yeah.
nap.
Yeah,
So
hey, and that's
a
the one
dirt
thing
nap,
about UFC of MMA is it's anybody's day that day, you know what I'm saying?
right, right. So, but
Alright.
in all, it's gonna be fun to watch.
It's definitely.
Yeah,
We're gonna have that pay-per-view ready, locked, and loaded.
yeah, no kidding.
Alright,
That'll
let's
be fun.
switch.
Okay,
Let's take a different direction now.
okay.
Um, for those, OSG is
Hmm.
right around the corner, December 1st to the 3rd in
Yep.
Charleston, West Virginia.
Hmm.
And it's at the Charleston Coliseum. For
Correct.
those there, guess who is going to be there? It's going to be Nick and
Hmm.
myself. And we're going to be, Nick's going to be doing some walking, some talking, some handshaking and greeting.
Hmm.
And,
Yep. Some
we're definitely
commentary.
looking forward to do this.
Hmm. And it's gonna be fun to tease Lawrence. Because Soleil's coming back out of retirement to do this show as a master's, and I'm going to let him know and just cheer him up that I was older than he is now when we went head to head in South Africa in 2010.
Sometimes
So
it's just hilarious because like you're like, oh, guess how old you are and how old I was, and look what happened.
yeah, I started World's Strongest Man as a masters competitor,
That's it.
which is pretty cool. But it's been a lot of fun, and it's going to be good to see the guys and catch up, and then go see the friends and see the other competitors and just everybody. And then I know there's gonna be a meet and greet
Yep.
on Sunday that we're gonna be at, so that's gonna be pretty cool with everybody. I mean, Evan Singleton, Trey Mitchell,
Yep.
a lot of these guys are gonna be there, so
Yeah, there
that'll
was
be
a
pretty
a
cool.
pretty large list of
Hmm.
a lot of guys going to be standing around checking it out, meet and greet, shaking hands, taking pictures, booths,
Yep.
all that good stuff. And
Yep.
we will be doing the same thing there ourselves.
Hmm.
And so we're
Oh yeah.
definitely looking forward to it. I always say I'm going to put the links in the notes, but I'm going to say it again. I'll put the links in the notes for the because it will be on ADL, so it will
Yeah.
be live,
ADL live.
live
Yep.
stream.
Hmm.
There's still tickets to be able to be purchased for those who are going to be there last minute.
Hmm.
There so there's going to be a lot going on, and also too, we're going to be putting up updates as the days go on. So every single
Hmm.
day after the show, please check out the Nick's YouTube channel because I'm going to put up just clips and videos of of the
Things that
events,
are going on. Hmm.
things that are going on. So I'm saying if you want to get a little picture of what's happening, you're definitely going to be able to see that through those videos because, like I said,
Yeah.
until you go to an actual strongman event like this, like OSG, World's Strongest Man, the Arnold, it's a completely different field. Like it's exciting to watch, but it's even more
Hmm.
exciting to actually be present while these things are happening because like you get a little bit
Yeah.
more of a scale.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. And then Evan and I always seem to find trouble, so I think that'll be kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
You know, I, I I introduced him to the mosh pits one of the years we were there. So now he likes going in the mosh pits.
That's it.
Um, so it should be a good time all the way around. And
Oh yeah.
Lynn's worked very hard for this, and it's going to be fun to watch this show. It's going to be interesting. The overhead press medley and the I think the sticks and stones are the first day of the competition.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty cool. Especially that sticks and stones because you're gonna carry a frame, and then you got uh, the mock-ups of it's not exactly the Denny stones, but
Pretty close.
it's well, no, but it's going to be still pretty difficult, and you're not going to be able to run with them. And I think he's only going to allow like one drop.
Yeah.
So that'll keep the speed of the guys down because you go fast with the stones in your hands. Um, you go too fast and you lose your balance. It's going to
So
put you down. So
So in that event, is that going to be your well? Because it's going to be back to back, right? It's going to be a melody for those two, right? Or
medley,
they're two,
yeah.
yeah. So if you had to give the advice for those who are going to compete right now in doing that, because like I said, they're having quite a bit of people actually running this. It's going to be men, women,
Hmm.
in all the weight
Oh, there's
classes.
400 competitors. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And so, like,
So there's
for
going to be
those
a
that
lot
are,
of people
yeah,
going.
yeah, for those who are listening, give that piece of advice for this melody because you already know, and we've talked
Well,
about it off air.
yeah. So for the medley, I would definitely say, it's a frame. Pick up the frame and go like hell. Get out of the frame. Go pick up the stones, and you're gonna have the circles and the rings and stuff like that. Just deal with the pain and hook grip them.
There you go.
So that's one. Two, you're gonna have to almost find the most efficient way to walk as quickly as possible without those things flying around too much. You're going to have to get going and moderate your speed to a safe speed that you can go as fast as you can, but you still won't drop it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the key. It's good. It's whoever can get there to it the fastest, get it up, and then just go the smoothest because smooth is fast with stuff like that. So if you can get going pretty smooth and get yourself a good pace and go smooth with it, that's going to be your winner right there.
There you go. For those who are going to
Mhm.
compete, Nick just let you know how to really effectively do this
Right.
event because that's going to be one of those things. Because, like I said, it is
Yeah.
sometimes with those rings, your hands, thumb
Mhm.
locking, it's going to,
Yeah.
that hook grip it's a mother. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
Oh,
people out there not willing to do that.
yeah. Your thumbnail might not be there anymore, but oh well. It'll come back. It'll grow back.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
Oh.
some other things for that day, I would definitely bring pillows,
Hmm.
um, and bring some type of a blanket so that if you need to lay down, you can lay down and be comfortable. Because there will be time between events,
Yeah.
and being up walking around all day is not a great idea.
Yeah. You're expending
Um,
energy without even knowing it.
mhm, yep. Get your pre-packed meals done and set and ready to go so that you don't have to go anywhere and look for food, any of your favorite candies, any of that stuff, any hydration stuff, which yeah, you're doing 2 events a day. Um, this first day really shouldn't be too much of hydration issues, but
Yeah.
go ahead and bring what you want to drink and, some, hydration packets, stuff like that. But it's still, it shouldn't be that bad. It's not hot there.
Yeah. And it's inside.
Um, and it's inside. And then just something to get your head in the right mood and something to cool you down because you don't want to run around uh like amped up like you're about to do an event the whole entire day. You need to
Yeah.
turn it on when you turn it on and turn it off when you turn it off. And that's a skill. That's something guys need to practice.
Hmm.
It's an important skill because you'll see guys that just turn it on and they're just on. It's like, dude, you need to shut that off.
Yeah.
Me, I would just walk around and talk to people because,
Yep.
or I would just lay flat on my back and just put my feet up and chill. One of the two. But because sitting was always kind of rough on me because my back would tighten up. So
Hmm.
it's either lay down flat or I just be up and just kind of walk around and kind of talk with people, but just keep my mind occupied and keep in a calm state until
Yeah.
it's
Get
time
that
to
cool down period.
come out of that calm state.
Yeah.
Yep. Make
That's
sure you're
it.
getting your food in. Oh, everything you need in about an hour and a half before so that when you do go, everything's digested.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not doing it on a full stomach where you feel like you're gonna, puke. Um, those are good things. Bring stuff with you. Bring super glue with you. Um, super glue, athletic tape. Uh, a little bit of ibuprofen and aspirin in case you need it. Stuff like that. It
Yeah.
makes
Well,
a difference in the end.
what kind of gear should someone's pack be carrying in going in here? Because, like I said, I know what you bring, but what
Right.
would be key essentials, or have two, or something that you would need doubles of just to be on the safe side? Because that's one of those things that, like I said, your pack is huge. I seen
Right.
Chad bring his pack because we went to Worlds. Because you guys are the rolling case is serious.
Yeah, the rolling cases are serious. You don't need a rolling case, but basically bring your belt, but bring an extra buckle for it. I use a lever belt, so I always bring an extra lever in case something goes wrong. I've broken a prong on one of those before, and I make sure I got a backup as far as that goes. And go through each event and what you're going to need to use in that event, and bring it with you. Baby powder for the deadlift, straps for the deadlift, if you need them.
Yeah,
When you're doing a deadlift ladder, the most efficient thing is to not use the straps unless you have to. Um, Baby powder though for the deadlift to help the bar go up your legs and stuff like that will go a long way. The proper shoes, barefoots for the deadlift, and then for the frame, probably a pair of Vans.
mm,
That'll help you go fast on that floor, yet give you enough cushion for your knees. Um, some type of lift shoes for the stones, that type of stuff, and for
yeah,
the bag toss, things like that.
yeah. That's
Mhm.
one of those things too, is being prepared. It's better to be over prepared than under prepared, because when you're
Yeah, it's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it.
exactly, because that the mental aspect of strongman is something that I never took into consideration when I first started joining you on these things. Because, like I said, you can
Mhm.
really see there's a lot of mental game and mental play when it comes to strongman. Because just like Nick was saying, when you get yourself to that level to be able to click it on and click it off, but the thing is too is being able to be focused like that, to be able to
Yeah,
because like I said, it's serious out there. Like this
yeah.
You always talk about training
Right.
as you're competing, but a lot of times, and just being around you, like it gets serious. Like I see your
Mm.
mode, and like, no, this is serious. What I'm doing is dangerous, and I need to be prepared. You need to
Right.
be prepared, and that's
Yeah.
one of those things that like sometimes it just that mental aspect. Some people just have it. Some people have to work for it.
Yeah, and then still having the mental aspect goes in a lot of different ways, and it really, I mean, competition day, you wake up, you getting your head right, you getting ready, you going through what you're going to do that day, you go visualize your techniques, stuff like that as you're going through your head, focus on what you're doing, and then you start warming up. And sometimes when you start warming up, you're like, oh man, this is it ain't there today, and it happens. Having the mental toughness to know, well, okay, my top might not be there today, but I got to get everything out of every lift, every function, every event today. So I'm going to turn it on as much as I can, but having the mental fortitude to realize what condition you're in that day and make the best out of it and get every point that you can out of those things. And then there's some days where you just go and you pick up everything's light and you're just like, oh. And those
Yeah.
are those are the days you just drop the hammer and go, take it while you got it, and then calm back down and prepare for the next event. But a lot of it's going to be, feel where your body's at that morning.
Hmm.
And if you feel like you're 102%, let it rip. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm in like 97, 96, all right, this is going to be a grind, but we're going to get through this. And here we go. I'm going to put everything into this. And the crazy thing is sometimes you end up doing better.
Yeah.
So it's just having the mental fortitude, because it's not like training. You have a bad day, you start warming up and it doesn't feel great. You're like, all right, shut it down, come back tomorrow. There is no coming back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's make the best of what you got on that day. Competition day is the only day you let it all fly no matter what happens. And you got to get that state of mind right where maybe if you feel off, you don't let it ruin your day.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of ungodly strong competitors that just, if one thing was off, their whole contest was just shattered. And it's like, pull it out,
Hmm.
get your head right, and keep moving forwards. Get the best out of every single event. Get every single point that you can, because at the end, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, that's it. That's it. And Nick, well, that's an awful lot of advice we just gave everyone out there. So please, you guys out there, understand that Nick is giving you experience right there. And with that being said, Nick, let these people know those beautiful words that line up exactly with what we just talked about.
Okay. Well, if you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be.